You Should Have Left is a brand new 2020 horror film from writer-director David Koepp, is I think how you say his name, who brought us Stir of Echoes. He also wrote stuff like Jurassic Park. Like, this dude's had a pretty damn good career, but I think that the thing most people were focused on in this is that this movie stars Kevin Bacon, as did Stir of Echoes back in 1999, if I remember correctly. And this is the first pairing of these two again, so it was very exciting for a lot of us because Stir of Echoes is a pretty damn liked movie in the horror community. And this was yet another kind of haunted house looking movie. This time, Amanda Seyfried joins the cast. I think that's how you say her name. And this is about a couple that are considerably different in age. He's 62, she's 35, so like my age and my father's age. And they have a daughter, and they go to get away from it all, and they Airbnb this big house. And when they get there, some strange happenings are going on, of course. Amanda Seyfried's character is an actress who seems to be fairly well known or something. And then Kevin Bacon's character has a dark past, but we don't really get to know much else about him, like what he really does, or she says he's rich at one point in the movie, and I'm like, from what? And I don't really know. It's not really developed. Now, this movie is going for $20 on VOD. For me, that's asking a lot for any movie. Like, $20 is always like, whoa. But especially this film, which is extremely blah, extremely generic, extremely like, you just feel so cold at the end of this, and pretty much throughout, to be completely honest. Everything's so underdeveloped. I remember I saw a little bit of the trailer because I didn't even know this was coming out until a week ago or something, and I saw the trailer, and I didn't watch all of it, but I did see a decent amount of it because I like to shut it off as soon as I'm sold on the film. I'm like, oh my god, it's the pairing of the Stir of Echoes. Oh hell yeah, I'm in for sure. And so something I saw from the trailer was this whole, the house is bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. And in the film, they kind of, they do of course do that, and then they add these like angles with a protractor, whatever the hell this thing's called. And that's not what that's called, right? It doesn't matter. But regardless, that seemed really cool, and I was like, oh, super intrigued by that. I was like, oh wow, I can't wait for them to explore that. That never gets explored. That's just like some kind of eerie thing that happens in the movie, and then they like go for a walk. Or they try to leave the house, and then there's like animal noises, and it's like we never figure out what any of that is, and then the relationship he has with his current wife, Amanda Seyfried's character, um, it's just kind of bland. It's like an older guy dating a younger woman. She's fucking gorgeous, and he starts to have jealousy issues, and there's not really a lot to it. And then the twist. I mean, if anybody can't see this twist from a mile away, they've never seen a movie before, and they're not paying attention at all. So, man, it's just a lot of like setup that's not even that interesting, outside of the house being bigger on the outside than it is on the inside. That's seriously the most interesting thing about this movie. Everything else in this movie is just kind of like, okay, like I've seen that. Okay, that's decent. Like, I feel like it's insulting that Blumhouse would charge $20 for this. Like, is Kevin Bacon still a $20 draw at this point? Like, is this film really like this is a $6.99 at best rental? Like, for me, this is like insulting that they throw this up there for $20, like it's some big theater released movie like The Invisible Man or like Trolls World Tour or something that was like legitimately a box office contender. Nobody would have fucking saw this movie. This movie would have came out for a week, everyone would have trashed it, no one would have went to it. Like they're just taking advantage of people because, and that's just it. We're in like, you know, we're in the COVID state of things. So theaters aren't open. People are desperate for movies. They're desperate for that theater experience. So they're like, oh, $20, man. This must be a good one. This must be one that was going to go to theaters. They kind of dupe you into renting it. And by the time you rent it, you rent it. It's over. You can't get your money back. And when you're watching, you're just like, this is as stock generic as any other fucking like decently budgeted horror flick you're going to watch right now. Like throw on any one of them, and the only thing different is that you're not going to get a high caliber actor like Kevin Bacon in front of the screen who, he's fine in this. It's not like he gives a bad performance. I mean, Kevin Bacon's always good, so he gives the performance that he can with what he has to work with, which is very, very little because nothing's explored in this entire fucking film. The little girl who's in the movie, the actress, she's fine. Amanda Seyfried is fucking gorgeous, and she's fine. Like, it's all fine. And that's, as I've said many, many times in the past, like that's one of the biggest crimes any fucking film can commit, is just being fine. I'm telling you, after watching this movie, my main takeaway is the whole outside of the house being shorter than the inside of the house. Whatever. That's the most interesting thing in the entire film, and that is the only what you see in the trailer is the only acknowledgement of that throughout the rest of the entire film. Like, you can fill in why. Like, I can come up with why that's there, and then things just, I mean, when you really sit down and think about certain things, they don't really add up. Like something to do with journals and stuff. I don't want to give anything away, I know spoilers, but could this movie really be spoiled? I don't really think so. I could tell you everything that's going to happen right now. I'm not going to, but I could tell you everything that's going to happen right now, and you'd throw it on, and 20 minutes in, you'd be like, well, yeah, obviously those things are going to happen. Like, I'm not an idiot. This is where this is heading. So if you're like watching this movie 20 minutes in, and you're like, I think this is where it's going to go, you're right. This is where it's going to go. It's a spoiler, I guess, but it's true. It's ridiculous. So I'm saving people $20 It's ridiculous. Don't pay $20 to see this movie for any reason. It's just, it angers me. It angers me that they would do that. Because they know when they watch this movie, they're just doing it because it's Kevin Bacon and it's this dude from Stir of Echoes and, writer of Jurassic Park and all this stuff. And it's like, you're just duping people. This movie's not good. Like, it's okay at best. And yeah, so yeah, I mean there's nothing really good to say about the movie. Like, I'm really trying to say, like I said, the inside of the house thing bigger, that's pretty cool. Amanda Seyfried being so fucking gorgeous, like these are like just I'm like stretching for compliments here. An actress's looks has nothing to do with the film. That's everything to do with her. It has nothing to do with the film. That's not a good enough thing. Music is completely forgettable. Cinematography is fine. I mean, it's adequate, but it's nothing memorable. The scares, all that stuff. There's like, this movie starts with like multiple dream sequences, like the dream within the dream, and as soon as that kind of stuff happens, I go, oh, fuck, is this the kind of movie we're going to watch? Sure is. That's exactly the kind of movie you're going to watch. A scare every 5 or 10 minutes, that is just a non-scare. Just stupid stuff that's completely retracted in a second. Like, it's just a dream. Like, there is one dream sequence that I thought was kind of coolish. But anyways, you guys get the fucking point. Don't watch it. I mean, if you want to check it out, at bare minimum, like, wait till it hit like on Netflix or an Amazon Prime or comes down drastically in price. Then, maybe some of you will be like, oh, come on, man, that was all right. Like, anybody who tells me they love this, I mean, awesome, that's great. I don't see how. It's just so painfully generic and uninspired. So that sucks. We were, a lot of us are really, really looking forward to this one. Even if we only just found out about it recently, it still looked very promising. And it's a damn shame, but it's the truth. So, anyways, adios.